Hi, Scott. This is my review of Blade, and I'm working on my Christmas list. So, the movie was Blade hunting vampires and slow motion and explosion fast, and the action's really good, and it keeps you engaged, and this is the best Blade film of them. It still sucks though, and this is my review on the unrated edition and edited edition, the family-friendly edition. So, family-friendly edition is nothing different. It's just a shorter film. So yeah, and You talking to me, Jake? No. Oh. I'm talking to Miss Coleman. I'm doing a review on Blade Trinity. Sorry. And Blade has been getting sloppy lately with the police and stuff, and the police are now aware of Blade's, the night daywalkers work. They're now aware of Blade and him doing stuff, which is interesting how no one was aware of him. And the first two Blade movies, they know he really was not subtle at all when he was slaughtering people. Yeah, I know they're vampires, but he takes them, he tortures, he tries to get a vampire to talk by by closing the trunk on his head, and people and civilians around, many witnesses watching, and this is the first one. So you would think that people would know at least something's odd about this guy. I mean, even the way he dresses, the people would probably think, why is he dressing so odd? People must just figure he's probably just going goth. Because goth people are very well known for wearing tight leather. And if he is going goth, I don't know why he dresses like that way. Personally, I think he looks kind of stupid. And I don't know. I mean, he doesn't look stupid in the third one, the way he dresses, because they put a little red in his costume. They put instead of him wearing a black shirt and a black jacket, he has a jacket that's red on the inside, a jacket that's red on the inside, and a red shirt, which is actually more faithful to the comics. His look is more faithful to the comics, because he actually wears, in the original Blade comics, a red jacket. So that's kind of interesting. And the glasses are a lot better here than they were in Blade 2, which were the worst pair of glasses. You couldn't see his expression at all. That is, if he was showing any. Heck, even when I'm in this dock, you can see more of my expressions than you can see Blade's expression in the second Blade movie, which seems to be everyone's favorite. the general people, which have their heads shoved over their asses. And Wesley Snipes, he wanted to play Blake and he knew a lot about the character, but he knew nothing about Blake, but he wanted to play Blake because and he was not aware that they were making changing, like, going, not really, this is really, really loosely based on the Blade comics. Except for now, present time. Because present time is Wesley Snipes' Blade in the Blade comics. Not the Blade from the comics. Wesley Snipes' Blade from the movie is now he's got his own series and his comics run. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking of that, Dad?
I love it.
You do?
I love your review. Yes, I do.
What did you thought on what I said?
I agree with it all.
You love it?
I think you did an awesome review is what I'm saying.
Answer, do you hate these ideas? Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. I was talking about the comic book and how they changed it from the comic book. But Judah says, I agree.
Oh, I was saying I agree with your review of everything.
No, you just said, I agree.
I'm sorry, Jake.
Were you even listening to me?
I thought, yes, never mind. I guess I answered the wrong thing.
I feel like you don't listen to me.
I wasn't. Sorry.
Anyway, so Blake gets kidnapped by the police after Whistler blows up himself and also the location that I think SWAT team came in and after, or was it vampires? Anyway, it was one of those things. And he gave his final performance. He gives the bird and blows himself up. Wesley Snipes' Blade. Well, he isn't really showing grief. Of course, I'm not surprised by that. Because seeing what we've seen from this Blade, this interpretation is the layer of a piece of cardboard is as deep as a piece of cardboard. And so these morons, this Hawkgirl and with Arrow and Ryan Reynolds playing Deadpool, and that's who he actually is playing Deadpool. No joke, he really read the lady just told him not to play this character. That's an unlikable character in the Blade comics. Play Deadpool, but we'll just slap the name on this character. That character's name on the Deadpool character. That's pretty much this franchise in a nutshell. And the main villain of this film is Dracula. And he went on to join other comic book projects that were actually good, like Legends of Tomorrow. On this a DC show. And so he's awake and he's killing, and he thinks what the world thinks of what he's like, what they make him out to be like, is ridiculous. And so he kills these two people, and after Blade and his two new sidekicks get into shooting fight with the police, Blade ditches them and catches up with them when the caught red-handed by the police, and he had to get his sword. Anyway, I can't remember how the wind the face out of this, but and I'm kind of tired, so anyway, so they all get together and meet the rest of this vampire hunting group, killing group, and they want Blade to join in. Blade calls them a bunch of jokes, playing dress up, and they are so. When Blade and his friends are out on missions looking for answers and interrogating people, and they come to this blood thing when they're making vampire clones of they're basically keeping these keeping human beings in a bag while they're draining their blood. And Blade is shocked, and this thinks is so wrong, and he gets pissed and tells the guy to shut it down, and he shuts it down himself, and so Dracula does not like that. And the crew gets killed. The rest of the vampire crew get killed. Except for three main characters, Blade and the girl with the bono, and whose not name as far as I remember, and Ryan Reynolds. Actually, she doesn't get a name. They do tell us her name, so sorry. Anyway, Blade and the other guys, the gang, they suit up and go take down Dracula and his minions. Ryan Reynolds gets captured and basically annoys them and says that the Camel's plan of inhaling garlic, and they feel that, and Emil knows that's the sign when the cow is coming. And right now, when he times it wrong, and so the cow doesn't come on. And this is Pluto that has 3 mouths in the movie. So yeah, the main is the wishes. A girl that hairdo looks silly. Ryan Reynolds said it himself, and I completely agree with him. And so they all died by Blade's partners, and while Blade takes down Dracula and says, "I was born ready, motherfucker." Oh, and Dracula says, "Motherfucker, I like that sound. Oh, you like that?" So this happens after Blade and his friends took down all this army of bad guys, of vampires, and so on. So, which was a pretty high stakes. Big army. So, Blade takes off his jacket and pulls out his sword and has a sword fight with Dracula, and Blade wins. Now, what makes the unrated is the alternate ending, at least from what I can tell, from what I've seen of this movie. The unrated version has one of them rated version has the SWAT team finding Blade's body and dead, and it's just assumably dead, and that's the actual one. And he wakes up, and while they were doing a hey Dad, what's that thing called that they do on dead people?
Autopsy?
Yeah, doing an autopsy on Blade's body. But in the unrated version, it is the other way around. When the SWAT team, when Blade is disappeared, no injuries seen, and the SWAT team take his body and do an autopsy on Dracula's body. Then cuts to next scene and saying how they explosion didn't kill Blade. It just slowed down his heart rate. And we see Blade riding off on his motorcycle. And that's the end of the movie. Whoopee.